Hello there, my name's Annette with Sunbeam Fabric Art. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a dive into my scrap drawer and we are going to make some art from scraps. For today's project, I'm just trying out a technique and I'm going to be pulling colors from my stash that are sky blue, purple, mountains, mountain lakes, forest, grassy fields. Just these outdoor colors is what I'm looking for today. And keep in mind the question is, what is art to you? What do you like? What makes you happy? Think about that if you want to try this technique out. It does not have to look like anything except what you want it to look like. This cream colored fabric that I pulled from my stash is going to be the base of my project. I wanted to make a kid-friendly project as well and try this out with just basic school glue. What you see me doing is cutting scraps into small, about 1-inch pieces, and they're odd shaped. They're not perfectly square or triangle. I'm just cutting shapes. Then I'm putting a dab of glue on the cream colored fabric and I'm adhering the fabric. So I've started at the top with my sky colors and then I've moved down into some mountain colors, at least in my mind, then some forest, a little mountain lake, and then some fields of grass. So that was all to this first part. I let this sit and dry for 24 hours before I did anything else with it. And just like all collage art, if you are very close to it and you're right next to it, it doesn't look like much. But when you get a distance away from it, that's when you get the effect of what you have created. Well, next I need to do some quilting and stitching to hold all this together. It is glued, but that glue is washable. It's not permanent glue. So I'm putting a square of batting on the back, and then for the backing, I have chosen a piece of African waxed fabric that a friend brought me back from Tanzania. To quilt this project, I'm using this turquoise thread. I think that's going to look really pretty, especially on the backing. To get started, I am going to do a straight stitch, and I am just going to stitch my way across. In the middle of this art piece, I'm going to do a wave, and that is going to be the baseline, and then I'm going to echo that line on both sides. One other thing you'll notice me doing here is starting at the edge of the fabric scrap art. I'm not stitching the edge of the batting. What I want to do is just stitch on the collage, and then I'm going to trim the batting to the right size. Then for the backing, I'm going to fold that over to the front and stitch it down so I don't have to bind this project. I wanted to take my time showing you this first line that I did. This is at the actual slow speed that I'm stitching. So I took this very slow. I know I like to do time lapse a lot, but I thought it was important just to see how slow I'm taking this. Next, I flipped the project around, lifting the needle, and moved it over a little bit. And then I started a new line. And like I said, I echoed that first line. All right, it's time to speed this up just a little bit. Now it did go pretty slowly since I only used a dot or two of glue for each little piece of fabric. There were lots of loose ends to make sure they were tucked under my presser foot. Well, here is a look at what I have so far, and I'm spacing these straight lines quite a bit apart, and I am planning to go back in between them with decorative stitches. I tested out one of the decorative stitches on my machine just to see if I liked it, but I ended up using a variety of decorative stitches. The amount of stitching you put in is entirely up to you. I put lines about 1/2 inch apart from each other. I thought that was going to be enough to hold down my fabric. Now, if it's something that you're going to be washing, you might want to use more stitches, wider stitches, maybe zigzag stitches to keep all those loose ends. I'm not going to be washing this project. I decided I think it's going to be a table topper. And it's going to be reversible because the back is so pretty. Now here's a little technique you can try out. I've got my little seam ripper or stylus, either one will work, and I am just keeping those loose edges of fabric from flipping up and not going underneath my presser foot. That was a big problem, and that was a thing that really took the most time, was making sure those loose ends of fabric got underneath the presser foot. I am going to be making another collage project which has a different technique than just using school glue, but I wanted something kid-friendly for this first one. I wanted to try it out and see if it was something that would work for kids. Next, I trimmed away the batting right to the edge of my collage project and tried to make nice straight lines. Next, I used my cutting mat, my ruler, and my rotary cutter to get a nice straight edged square. Now all I have to do is fold this backing over to the front and stitch it down, and I won't have to do binding. Well, I hope that you like this project as much as I do. I love, love, love the turquoise thread and how it looks on this African waxed fabric. Now I do like my little collage that I attempted. I think from a distance it looks a lot better. Up close it just doesn't look like too much, but when you get away from it you can kind of start to see the sky and trees and mountain lake. But honestly, I'm just in love with the back. I hope that if you try something like this, you'll share it on the community page of my YouTube channel. I do plan to make another collage project soon that will be more planned and also use a little bit different technique for adhering the fabric. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you back again real soon.